Right, and I found myself homeless here after, all my life I lived in a house like anybody else, and I found myself homeless there. I do have a college degree, so not all homeless people are uneducated, and it's just situations that come about that cause a change in your life, and I found that, well, one of the problems was I was unemployed for a while, and my eyesight got so bad that I couldn't see somebody's face that was more than 10 feet away. I would be considered legally blind, but not blind enough to get any disability or anything like that. And so it just happened that a friend of mine said, let me see if I can get you some free, eye exam. So they arranged it with Rainbow Optics to get free eye exam. And so they looked at my eyes, and then he said, well, he says I can help your vision a little bit with glasses, but he says that's not going to do it. You need eye surgery. He got with a clear vision, and they said, yeah, we'll do it pro bono. Cataract surgery on both eyes, which and it was amazing what the eye surgery was like. It was just, I was conscious the whole time. They just they did one eye at a time, and they just they taped my eye open so they could work on it, and then they made a little incision, took the gel that's in your eye out, and then they replaced it with a little fixed lens. And then I had to take eye drops, for about a week for the eyes to heal up, and it was really amazing. I could see almost immediately afterwards. But the thing is, because it's a fixed lens, they had to set it.
They set it for.
They had to set it for distance.
Right.
They set it for distance. So my distance vision is better than 20/20 now.
Yeah.
But my close vision has dropped down because I can't adjust.
Yeah.
And so they gave me a pair of reading glasses.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But consequently, I haven't been employed for a while, and most of my employment throughout my life has been with my family, or it's been kind of a working along with my family. Well, my family's all gone now except my son. He lives here with me. Got a degree in culinary art, okay, and food service management. I'm just a little bit missed getting a degree in graphic design. I've also taken AutoCAD, and there's a whole long list of things. I had credit hours when I stopped going to school at Lane. I had close to 300 credit hours, all logged in. So you see, but a lot of that doesn't count, And you go out to a lot of these temp agencies and stuff, and they say, "Oh, what have you done in the last 4 years?" Well, actually nothing. I've been looking for a job, but everybody says, "What have you done in the last 4 years?"
Right.
And so they don't want to. A lot of them won't consider you, whether you're qualified or not. 5 years ago, well, my main hopes and dreams was kind of get my family back together, and I have got my son back, and that's he's a wonderful blessing to me. And I mean, my wife and I had 6 kids, so. One of them died at 3.5 months, just a little one. The others are all, well, not all married, but they're all growing up and out on their own. And so that's I don't know that I really have a lot of hopes, but well, I guess hopes and dreams is the word for it. But mainly I just like to get a little more income coming in than what I got right now. I'm like I say, unemployed, so I'm virtually got no income. My son has been his income has also been down. He's had some problems himself and caused him to be unemployed for a while. He's been looking for a job and looking for a job, and it's just not out there for a middle-aged guy. Well, you know, I'm a Christian, and the thing that I want them to know is that I love the Lord, and I would, and that's it. I don't care to make a big name for myself or anything. It just that I like them to experience what I've experienced, you know, in my religious belief, you know. And I'm happy that way. And like I say, I got my son, and he's my main focus right now. Him, and you know, helping him get along, and I don't know what's going to happen after I'm gone, but you know, that's not my worry. To the homeless problem, well, you got a lot of different problems with the homeless people. Some of them are out there. Some of them are out there because they want to be out there, and they don't want to be told what to do. And so consequently, a lot of them have a real bad attitude.
Homeless.
Well, a lot of cases, those that don't want to remain homeless end up where they want to be. They eventually get off the street, and sometimes they can get help from other people. But a lot of the public have a misconcept of the homeless people. They think they're dumb and that they're dirty, and a lot of times they're dirty only because there's not the facilities available to them to do the regular cleaning. You know, you got a house, you can take a bath every day if you want it, but if you don't have a house, you can't take a bath every day. You have to try and squeeze it in and go out to like the service station out here, and you know, stand in line. And I mean, I was out there one day and just trying to get my laundry done, and I had people cut in front of me, you know, on the laundry situation, and I waited all day to get. I got my clothes washed in the morning, but it was late in the afternoon before I got them dried. And that's just the way it is. And the people at the service station that are, you know, the controllers, they're trying their best out there, but you know, they can't control everything. Where do I see myself in 2 years? I do not know. I just have to trust and try to work it out and get because like I said, I can plan things, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to happen. You know, we got plans. We're investing some money in this and that, and trying to get a little financial backing behind us, but you know, you never know. You know, the scripture talks about the rich man that goes and says, "I'll tear down my barns and I'll build bigger barns," and then the Lord comes to him and says, "You fool, your life is required of you tonight." And so that's, you know, that's where we all are. The Lord could take us home at any moment, and I'd like to help people, and there's other people that tell me that I ought to do this and that. Like I'm a tinkerer. If you can see all the junk around me, I'm a tinkerer, and I set up a solar panel do bike repair. I got a bike here the other night, and the gal's son's it was a cheaper bike, and he kind of rejected it and said, "Oh, this bike is a piece of crap," you know. And so I took a look at it. I flipped it over and I spun the front wheel. And I said, "Well, one thing about it, your brakes are too tight on it." And so I cleaned it up. I discovered that the brakes not only were they were corroded, the linkage and were corroded, so that they weren't functioning properly. And then top it off, the springs that make the brakes flip out were too loose. And within about an hour, I had the bike running and just like a machine, a well-oiled machine.
Very good.
And it's just the kind of thing I know how to do. But she'd given the bike to me, and so because he didn't want it, and I told her, I come right out and says, yeah, the bike that he's got now, he bought him one of these specialized bikes, and they're a fairly expensive bike. And I says, that bike will become a piece of crap without proper maintenance, you know. And that's really where it is with bicycles. If you park them out in the rain, they're gonna deteriorate, and they're gonna get, you know, where they're not worth much. But this here that's a battery backup. That little I call that one Ree, for battery. Anyway, she's was kind of my prototype. It was a piece of junk jumper that came in over there at Next Step. I tore it apart. The batteries was bad in it, so I cleaned it out inside, and I put some server batteries in it, which they're like this one here. Okay, I put 4 of those in it, and that's why it's got so many switches. Well, just the other day, I had taken it over there and had it extra charged, you know, and I broke some switches. So today I put these little switch protectors on it, and it's been it came about kind of as a joke. I got this my son and I bought this little red one, and he says, "That looks like Wall-E on the movie." He said, "It looks like Wall-E." And so I said, "Yeah, it looks like Wall-E." So we call him Wall-E, and then we got this other one, and I put it together, and I said, "Well, let's call her Ree," you know. And so got Wall-E and Ree, and she's got little arms, and I charge it with the solar panel. Wall-E, he's a little more. He cost us about $100. That was our first investment. That, and then bought this first solar panel here, and that's about $80 just for those. So that's $180, and we didn't just up and shell that out of our pocket. I mean, we scrimped and saved for like a month or two just to get the money together. My son, he does dog walking for his grandma and mows the lawn and some other little things for her, and she pays him a little bit each month. But she's retired and she can't afford much, but she loves him to come over, and so they're fairly simple. But you gotta be. One guy said you got to be solar minded to you know, to really know what it's all about, because you're not going to get everything out of solar panel. Like, you can't heat your house with solar panels. You'd have to have a big huge array just to power the batteries enough to, you know, keep a house warm, because and they just don't work. Now, if you got a other kind of system, like say a wind generator or something like that, and you're in a windy area, then you could use the solar and the battery, and you could probably do the heat. But from what I've read, you know, in my research is on solar, if you get your lights and a refrigerator and a TV set and a few other little things out of it, you're doing great.
Yeah.
They say a minimum of 4 panels, you know, to do that kind of thing.
What are you able to use? What do you use? What does these ones in particular? What do they do here?
These panels here, they charge the batteries in and these other little jumpers. They keep the jumpers up. The jumper, then I can. My hut is the only one here that has lights wired in it, besides the main hut over here. But I've been gaining charging batteries for that hut, and I put a little small LED light in the front hut up there, and I swap batteries back and forth, and the solar panels are mainly what charges them, because I've gotten to where I don't have to go to external sources to get my charge. I can now get it off the solar panel. It's getting to be a nice enough time of the year that enough solar energy that I can keep the batteries charged.
That's great.
And they're planning on this has been a prototype, and they want to set up some solar panels over in the other 2 camps over here that are locally. So